Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of Rule the Waves 2 German Sluggers. Glad to be recording again. I was sick for a few days, so I'm glad I had a bit of a backlog that I could rely on until I got better. So my voice might still be a little bit rough, especially as I get further into the episode. I'm not sure how long it'll last, but I've been waiting and I'm excited to get back into it. Last we saw things. We had a couple battles with Russia up in the Baltic Sea. I think I had intended to design something, and some people were multiple people reminding me, please don't forget to upgrade the 11-inch guns on the new battlecruiser. Although I'll probably just design an upgraded battlecruiser, so that should get taken care of when I get to it. Hopefully I don't miss that one. People told me about it. Also, somebody had asked whether I was going to build any CLs, hoping I wasn't going to ignore the light cruisers, and that's definitely not going to be the case. I'm trying, just to be clear, I'm doing something a little bit different this time. It's part of the strategy that I wanted to try. I didn't want to make some really light raiders, and I didn't want a fleet escort cruiser, instead preferring to rely on better destroyers and some lighter armored cruisers to take care of those roles early on. But as we get a little bit further, those light cruisers are going to be a lot more capable. I'm definitely going to want to get them involved in the game, so we'll fill that gap at some point. Not sure when though. I did notice that we are over the base capacity over here. And I think Rule the Waves 2, especially with what appears to be larger fleet sizes, a larger budget, that's going to be kind of common, and I'm going to have to improve these bases further than I thought I was going to have to. So those ones are already building. I'm going to do at least another round. Make sure we have the capacity we need in each of the zones, which looks like a bunch of them are already upgrading. Yeah, we'll get roads involved as well. Alright, with that brought down our funds. I don't necessarily want to start the new battle cruiser yet. I'm going to go ahead and simulate a round or two. Oh, and I wanted to boost these just a little bit. That's concerning. Still getting that error occasionally. Accuracy improvements. Oh, please give me triple turrets. Yep, and about six transports taken out. One of the reasons to have armored cruisers as your fleet escort early on is these intercepts. It's a lot more favorable. Although you can make the light cruisers faster, usually by a knot or two. Unless you're willing to go very expensive for these. Ooh, visibility must be low. 2100 yards. Alright, squad max. Let's see what we're up against. Light cruiser. Bring it around. I always forget the volume I keep while I'm recording is a little bit different. Oh, that's better. Possible torpedo. Flora class. Cannot outrun us. Guns don't seem to be too much of a threat. Yeah, I think we'll probably be fine with this. So come around and chase her down. If we can stay engaged with the overcast. Must be hazy too, in addition to being overcast, because this is very low visibility range. Got a 9-inch in. 6-inch. I'm skeptical it's heavy damage. Oh, okay, that's extremely heavy damage. Oh, that ends that. climactic end to that round. Major victory and another 1,000 points. Never argue with that. Should design the ship as we get a little bit higher, since it'll be a few months before we can actually start building it. And we don't want to get the funds too high. I think it's 50% of your yearly budget. If your reserve funds get above that, you get an increasing chance to fire an event that takes away some of your funding. And where did the Russians move from there? Looks like they moved over here. Yeah, I think that was the fleet that was here in West Africa, moved over here to South America. Still hoping for that invasion up here. We'll see. Gaining disputed border areas and some of their colonies. Kind of want to push it. I kind of want to just say we should press for hard terms. We'll see how it goes. Large territories and considerable reparations. 6. I'll take it. Kind of was hoping for the invasion, but it is what it is. Not believe I want to take Kamchatka. That'll put us into the North Pacific, and I'm not sure I want yet another sea zone to take care of. Budget is reduced. Get a colony, and any leftovers from that gets rolled into an intangible behind the scenes transfer of I forget what they call it in the game, like your industrial output of the nation, and that has a long-term benefit to the budget. We can take a look. Bring the Vondertowns back from Northeast Asia. Let's see, what else do we have? Central Pacific has armored cruiser. Whole bunch of armored cruisers. Only 2. Everything in the home waters. South Pacific, Southeast Asia, Southern Africa, Mediterranean, West Africa. Perfect. Actually, I think I'll do it by displacement, then type. I'll put our graph space up at the top. And now we gotta think, who would we like to go to war with next? An early war with the USA or Great Britain would be beneficial. Of course, Great Britain has a ton of battleships. So is the US, but we at least have some kind of parity since we've invested heavily in heavy cruisers. Or I mean battle cruisers. I almost forgot about the corvettes that we'd built. No ships under construction. Alright, I think I'm fully familiar. Peace years. We want to go pretty quickly. Gradual damage. Triple turrets. Excellent. I'm glad I waited. 4 central line. Go ahead and make it an exciting series. And we'll try to push. Actually, why not push it all? Get everyone angry and try to get to war with one of them. Better armor. Weight savings. Okay. I'll build new destroyers. I do believe we can build a much better design now. Enough so that I'm not even going to consider rebuilding the old ones. I will just build an entirely new design. I don't think we're going to get pretty significant penalties from 5-inch. I want to use them because they have the good quality, but I think it's 1100. Yes. So we're stuck at 700. At the 2 centerline mounts, 1 on the funnel. Alright, so it's still a heavy or crowded. I do not like cramped accommodations. They're just so obnoxious. I don't like short range, makes it impossible to move them from C zone to C zone. I don't mind the speed. Short range, making it impossible to move them from C zone to C zone when at war. Specifically. Not that we need this, but we can trim it out. Let's see. There's much more than that. Up and not a speed. I don't really want to do that either, but what it is. Put some 3-inchers on there. I think that's a bit silly, but 12 tons, so we could do an additional torpedo launcher instead, but I'm not sure I want to do that. I think just getting the extra gun each side. Can't really get another knot of speed. These last long enough, they may eventually get a fire control director. Kind of low on ammo. Go with 180. And we're designing our destroyer now. All 2 boilers. Nope. Not sharing. Go to the build screen. We have 12. Get an even 24. And that'll use up some of our budget. Industrial production. That'll help long term. Japanese are building a Congo battlecruiser. It's a decent battlecruiser. And now we're getting pretty high, so I think I'm going to go into the other design. I'll go ahead. I think based on people's feedback, as well as my own thoughts on the matter, I think this is a better ship. But now we can improve it a bit more. I don't think we have superimposed on the forward side. And increase the number of guns. We have, I think, it's all right. I think this might be a bit silly. Could do the 4 center line and drop the cross-firing turrets. Might keep the cross-firing turrets and drop that center line. And just use the 3 center line. Especially since these 2 can super fire. That's the upgraded 11-inch gun. Which the 12-inch gun is identical. 9207 at 15.2. 9207 at... These are identical guns to each other. So we can install 12s, which are heavier, and eventually upgrade them. Or we can install 11s of a higher quality and save the weight for something else. Pump up the tonnage to the local max. We like the 5 inches because we have the extra quality. Needs to be casemated because we're using cross deck fire. Very overweight at the 12, whereas we're just a little overweight with the 11s. That protection won't last very long. We're barely immune to our own guns in the central portion of the ship, the Citadel. I don't think do we have torpedo defense? No, I didn't think we did. Drop that by 3 guns aside. 18 guns. Still a lot. Allows us to maintain the armor. I would like the turrets to have more, but I don't think we're going to get it with this configuration. You know what? I'm going to give up on the cross deck fire. We're just going to put that subtracts 1 barrel from our broadside and saves us a ton of weight. Put those 5 inches back and gives us 11.5 inches of armor on the turrets, which I like that a lot more. Yes, cross deck fire not needed. Extra knot of speed, we would have to sacrifice about 500 tons of something. I'm okay keeping it at 25 knots. I'd like more, but I'm okay with it. I like Mackinson for this design, and I think we'll call that good. Battlecruiser, so I don't feel inclined to increase the extended areas. As long as they're splinter proof, I'm happy. And the secondaries have some modicum of protection, even though they're in addition to being in casemates. Yeah, I'm happy with this. It's very similar to the previous one, just heavier with more guns and fewer turrets. Better protected turrets. Yeah, we'll go ahead and save that, and we'll intend to produce that in 4 months. Docks are completed. Oh, Russia wants to get right back into it. Better ASW capability. Okay, Russia does want to start something again. France is behind the curve. Italy doesn't want to go to war. Neither does the US. Keep the British on there as a possibility. Same with the Japanese. For the completely arbitrary reason that they're all in that mid-range. You have to. What do you recommend? This one I could influence. I don't think it will push a lot. What are we looking at for the almanac? Britain. Britain's really pushing it now. Said I wanted to earlier on. Let's try. And we don't really get anywhere with that. Better aiming. Submarines and surface ships. Oh, excellent. Another issue. Okay, The last one failed, but we can keep trying for Great Britain. Ooh, better AP. The build screen. I think 4 is a nice number. Okay. Try to bring everyone else out of tension and focus on Britain. We got our prestige. Not much threat from the US right now. Rate of fire. Scouting force, excellent. Recent improvements. Longer range torpedoes. Where is our research? Oh, I forgot how many things I'd set for high. I don't want to keep all those at high though. At least for now. Start looking. Where do we want to be? We want to be outnumbered by a bit. I think I want to keep the Grafspeys here in Europe. I think the pre-dreadnoughts, I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to farm the pre-dreadnoughts out to the colonies. And interested in leaving them in Europe to help with the blockade. Look at it this way. What territories from Britain would we be interested in invading? Do Malta. Might just be able to hit Cyprus. Can't do Lagos. Can't really do East Africa. And we can't really hit anything except Wahaiwa Way. Those are our options: West Africa, East Africa, or Northeast Asia. I want to focus on one. That's all we're going to be able to do. At least at a time. I think I'll send out all the Vondertowns together. Send them to Northeast Asia, far, far away. We have 7 heavy cruisers. Take 3 of them. Move them as well. That'll be over the limit. I think we're about to expand the... It's already expanded. Excellent. Bigger docks. Bigger bases. I think. Base overview. Mediterranean. Roads. West Africa. Indian Ocean. Southeast Asia. Already did Northeast Asia. Archipelago. Southwest Africa. And the Marshall Islands. I haven't really built any new batteries. Kind of investing heavily on the ships though. Getting a sip of water there. Alright, I think that settles it. Let's turn a few more turns. No, not sharing. Light cruiser armor configuration. It allows us to use the initially you can only use this protected cruiser scheme. Now we can use any of these. Probably be flat decked, save a little bit more on the armor. But we don't have the money, I'm not going to build those right now. Who are we going to be at war with in the future? Great Britain. Hydraulic riveting for savings. 23 new destroyers. Sure, why not? I don't want to risk this one because that could lead to a treaty that'll cancel all those new battle cruisers we put on the line. Probably hurt Britain more though. And it's not likely to actually result in that. We'll just go for the rats. That would have been handy to have them involved. One more destroyer. I don't know, I always go back and forth. I never have a hard, fast answer for this one. It seems situational, it kind of depends on how I feel about it at the time. I'm going to say no this time though. Ooh, 13-inch guns. Russia really wants to push for it. No, thank you. Better damage control. Flying scouting force. No. I have all the money we'll ever need. Alright, we have Zeppelins. For advancing this, I don't mind throwing a bunch of money at it. However, I really want to look at toning down some of this. So, take fire control stays high. Have advantages there. We could go for higher quality triple turrets. I would like those, but we'll wait. That cuts down a lot of the stuff we've prioritized as high. Yeah, let's see how that turns out. Absolutely not. Better ASW. Another floating point error. Absolutely. I like the prestige. We'll see who it... Oh, actually helped with France. And ask for better. Absolutely not. Which will probably piss them off, which probably means I'll call it off with Britain because I don't want to fight both of them at the same time. Risk of that's a bit scary. Let's actually turn it off, except for Russia, and we'll push to go back to war with Russia again. Oh, absolutely. Get them all riled up. Well, let's raise tensions. Might put us at war. Nope. Though it did really anger France. Leave our stuff over here. Going to war with Russia. You know what? I'm going to leave them there for now. Russia's got 219 invasion points. I'll move them all back to Northern Europe. Even if there is a risk of going to war with Britain still. Oh no. So concerned. Well, hush it up. No reason to go to war with France. Oh, superimposed B turret. Alright, it's too late for the ones we're already building, and they're half done at this point. It wouldn't have been worth waiting for that. Take a look at our bases one more time. Mediterranean's starting to look good at 200. Get West Africa going. Get Indian Ocean up a little bit higher. Southeast Asia. Northeast Asia is fine, so is South Pacific, South Africa, and Central Pacific. Alright, better armor. Better torpedoes. Oh, the Balkans. Oh yeah. I'll put us at war with someone. Maybe? No. Torpedo protection, at last. Almost close. Wow, tensions are high. Nope, it's fine. Don't want to egg them on anymore with Russia this close now. Which this new battlecruiser of theirs is lightly armored, but it's as fast and more heavily armored than ours. So it's going to be interesting. Might want to design a new battleship and or cruiser at this point. There's submarine reliability. How many submarines do we have? That's right, we just built 10 for fleet support. See how they were doing. We can only do the coastal subs, which aren't very capable. This is a slightly less threatening battlecruiser with more armor and more speed. Few ships, excellent. Floating point air. Francis. I'm going to take the middle road. I don't want to go with war with France and Russia. Better accuracy. I find it funny that Russia's been so hard to get on to another war. Mine rails. Starting to look at a new light cruiser as being really useful now. Question is whether I want to do a raider or fleet support. Oh, are you kidding me? I don't care if it's historical. Okay. Alright, 2 on 2. Central Powers versus the Allies, 1911. Not even close to historical. Especially with Britain being involved. Medium range submarine. Well, I think with war looming so close. Oh, we didn't get the medium subs yet. I do want to get that light cruiser designed. I want it to be cheap. I don't think I have above water. I don't think I can do these doubles with the light cruiser. Yeah. If I went to the old protected cruiser, I should be able to. Yeah. But that's an inferior armoring scheme. By how much? I know it uses less, but I don't know, having the turret nice. Actually, if the 11 and 12 inchers are so close with a quality difference, 3.8 at 12,760, 3.2 at 12,859. I might go with the 5 inch. And I might leave it. Yeah, no above water tubes. I'm not surprised by that in one bit. Seems silly to have them underwater when we're going to be going way faster than you can launch underwater torpedoes. I do want to throw those mines on. Torpedo defense seems a bit excessive for a light cruiser. Not that I'm against it. Don't really need the secondaries. Or two. Get rid of some of the deck armor. Oh, that's brutal. Oh, so is that. Get rid of the conning tower armor. Get rid of the deck armor. Get rid of the belt armor. I think the turrets are too heavily armored. Reduce that. AMC? How is that an AMC? Oh. Oh, because it has no belt armor. There we go. Then it doesn't have enough guns. For that, go to the flat deck. Add single turrets, forward, aft. Do we have super firing? Can we do that? Is that allowed? Not telling me. Oh, way too heavy. No? Did I break something? No longer able to save this design. Okay, so I finally figured out what the issue was. Deck armor. If you bring it down to 0 on a light cruiser design, it freaks out and won't let you. But it doesn't tell you that. So you add the armor back in and you can save again. No. We have minesweeping gear. Excellent. I don't think I want those to have minesweeping gear. Bump up the ammo a little bit. Back to where it was. And I think we have a decent rating cruiser here. A little bit bigger and more expensive than I'd like, but he's perhaps a bit much for a rating cruiser. Maybe I'm trying to do too much, but I do want the mines on them, even for rating. Torpedoes are a requirement, otherwise they're an AMC. Could reduce the number of turrets, but I want them to have at least a few guns. I want to have that. I want to have these, and this is what makes this right here costs a lot. Because we can't use an alternative that would weigh quite a bit less. Because having all that coal for that sort of range, gotta lug it around with you. And I think oil per volume, energy per volume, useful energy that a ship can use, roughly a comparison of like 2 to 3. So every 3 tons of coal, 2 tons of, you would only need 2 tons of oil, because the higher density of oil. Don't quote me on that, it's been a while. It's one of the numbers that clinks around in the back of my mind. Anyways, we have the nymph. We'll go with it regardless. I'm going to save this, overwrite, and design it. And next time we'll start building it. So we are on the verge of war with France and Russia at the same time, but we have Italy as an ally. Bump up the intelligence there for a little bit. We've increased the size of our docks quite a bit. Started construction on a new class of battlecruiser. We've designed and built a new class of destroyer, and we've designed our new light cruiser to be a raider. Not a very capable ship, but should be a decent raider. And we've thought about the subs. Oh, and started researching on lighter than air. We're gonna get blimps. On that, we've gone, I think we were December 1907, so we've actually taken those 3.5 years. We've advanced time quite a bit. But with that, I'm pretty much out of time at this point, even after clipping out some with the frustration with the designer and the deck armor required for a light cruiser that wasn't informing me about. So we'll get back into it next time. I hope you had a good time. Please let me know what you thought. And I'll see you next time. Take care.